Hey, so just before we get into this review, I just wanted to say that Series 4, I now have the Series 4 Microfighters. They come in pairs, although individually sold. I will be reviewing them in pairs as seen here, these two and these two. So, just so you know, only 2 reviews for Series 4. So now let's get on with this video's review. Hey, what's up you guys, this is MCLegoboy here with 75162 Y-Wing Microfighter and 75163 Krennic's Imperial Shuttle Microfighter. The Y-Wing has 90 pieces and the Shuttle has 78. I'm already kind of writing this one off, but I also want to preface that the TIE Striker was amazing, so, you know, maybe not discount models that have a low piece count. I think the ATDP had 76. So this is not the smallest of all the microfighters ever, but it's still pretty low, which is kind of disappointing given the $10 price point. So why'd I get them? Collector's remorse if I didn't. I don't know. So yeah, of the two, I am really gunning for this Y-Wing. Like, even just seeing images of it, it looks amazing, and I'm glad that a Y-Wing has finally been made, because that's just one of those classic ships, and it looks fantastic as a chibi, as far as I mean, just look at that, alright. So anyway, preconceived notions out of the way. I'm gonna do what I did last time. I'm just gonna punch a hole in here, and oh man, dude, I'm so scared. So, yeah, no, this one actually turned out better than the Y-Wing, but still, it doesn't look as nice. So anyway, so Series 4 only has these 4 sets. Kinda disappointed in that, because it throws off the system, because there were supposed to be 6 in every series, and now we've got 4. And I don't know, like, I feel like we could have grabbed something else. Like, we could have had, anything, really. We could have had an ATTE and a Geonosian fighter. Yeah, I know it's episode 2, but it's like from the best part of episode 2, so we could add something for Rebels, man. We've got stuff that we can pull from, that we could have added 2 more to this series. So, you know, it kind of throws everything off, kind of like how people felt about the Disney, and now we're going to be getting like 20, or we have 20 minifigures in Batman. So, like, the collectible minifigure people, like, they like to set everything up, and when you have, like, Series 10, they had Mr. Gold. Like, if you didn't get Mr. Gold, no harm, no foul. But if you got Mr. Gold, then you're like, okay, what do you do? Because now you've got, like, the 17th figure. And then with Disney, you had 18 figures. And then with Batman, you got, like, 20. And there's, like, 20 in the Ninjago one that's going to be coming up soon. So, like, you know, having 4 in this series when there's been 6 in the previous 3, it's like, it kind of throws off the math. So, anyway, let's get into the models. So, I do have skip buttons. If you just want to focus on Krennic's Shuttle, skip to it. No harm, no foul. But I'm just going to say right now, you'll be disappointed. So, we'll just kind of move this off to the side for the moment, and let's talk about this Y-Wing. Okay, so, let's start off with a minifigure. I already mentioned this with the U-Wing minifigure, but, like, these minifigures being so detailed, like, that's pretty impressive. I think it's nice to see that, although it does look a little odd when you compare it to your other minifigures from Star Wars. So, yeah. It does have 2 different faces. So, there you go. When it's down like that, you can still see some of the chin, so that's kind of it's not really so much the design problem, because this piece has actually been around since 1999. Which is actually something I want to talk about later, but, you know, well, actually, I'll talk about it now. these minifigure heads can kind of only ever really be used for Star Wars figure like this. And when it comes to this helmet, by the way, fantastic to see some printing on the back of this helmet. Would have never expected to see that ever happen, but you know, if they did it a little bit with Episode 7 Troopers, then why not with some Rebels from Rogue One? So, very nice to see that. But we have the technology.
We're not cavemen! We have technology!
It didn't work.
To do stuff like this, alright? If we can put this on there, like especially this part, onto a minifigure so that he doesn't have to have a visor printed on his face all the time, then I think now might be the time to like redo this traditional Rebel helmet in such a way to where we have the visor. That's all I'm asking. Because I do feel like, even though I have mentioned that like minifigures are getting a little too detailed, if you could like add it in a section to give him the comm and the visor, you'd be set to go. And I don't think it would really require too much modifying on the helmet design itself, actually. So, it's possible. I think it's possible. So, now we get to the model. Alright, so if we ignore all the little nitpicks that would then like destroy this model, this is absolutely fantastic. I haven't gotten a Y-Wing since probably 2003, and even then, it could possibly have been the 1999 version that I got after the 2003 mini version. And this is actually from a combination of getting all of the second series of mini sets from 2003. So, yeah, like, this is how big this thing is compared to this guy. So really, what are the nitpicks then? Okay, the nitpicks are, this thing doesn't move, because it's supposed to pivot around. Not that big a deal. These shouldn't exist because they're supposed to, like, be these guns. Again, forgivable. The boosters are not out here, they're actually inside. I've tried to find a way that where, like, that could work. Honestly, it's kind of hard with the design of this piece. But the biggest nitpick of all, and this stems from the Episode 7 X-Wing, there's no droid. And I don't know where you could fit a droid on here, because the first X-Wing had a droid. And this is like a top contender for that X-Wing. Like, that X-Wing is one of the best microfighters. Same with that gunship and the spider droid. And the Series 2 had like the best out of all of these things, but this is like a top contender for like the best of the microfighters. And I gotta say, if it came with a droid, that'd be so much perfect. Like, I everything else would be like, forgiven, you've been pardoned from your sins, like, but you know what, I can forgive it, because where's the droid gonna go? Because these guns are really kind of supposed to be right here, and if you cut a minifigure in there, if the guns weren't there, and a droid was, then everybody would be like, well, where's the guns? So, this is probably about as good as it's gonna get, and I really can't complain too much. This thing going on here, oh my gosh, it is fantastic. The shaping on all of this, I would say this is like 98% perfect. There are little nitpicks everywhere, like just for accuracy's sake, because like, you know, here's where like the booster part actually comes out, and there's the droid, and you know, you got like this little gap here, but really, like, all of that is forgiven. I don't care. It is a great set. Of these two, I'm already telling you right now, like, get this one. So, yeah, we're gonna slide this off to the side, and we're gonna slide this back into frame so we can talk about it. Why did they choose this ship? I honestly, I don't know. The set isn't bad, it's just, it's not worth $10 in my opinion. So, anyway, let's go over the minifigure. So, this dude.
Look at this dude.
He might be, like, one of the best parts of the set, actually. I don't know. And he's actually not even that impressive of a minifigure because he's just a pilot. And also, his legs are the exact same as this pilot. So, yeah. First time ever getting this hat, not the first time getting it in like this mold. The first time I got it was actually in dark tan, from the TIE Fighter carrier, which is a way better set than this thing, but it's also like 12 times more expensive. So, you know. But yeah, you know, it's there. He's a dude. He's got an accurate hat, and you know, and again, like, this is not the first time we've gotten a shuttle pilot, or just like an Imperial pilot by themselves. These are TIE pilots, these are Imperial pilots. The other Imperial pilot actually comes with a different hat. It comes with like the Civil War type hat that has been around since like, what, probably late 80s, early 90s, if not earlier, but I doubt that. Could have actually been a little later, but that's not important. What is important is that we now have an accurate hat for Imperial pilots. So yeah, there you go. Really what this set has going for it is that the wings can do this. That's pretty much about it. It's got the introduction, for me anyway, of this hinge piece, which is neat. I'm probably not going to remember I have it, though. It's got some guns here. Meh. Got some boosters there. Okay. This thing, if the minifigure wasn't in the way, it hinges. I'm storing the other studs for these guys underneath there. This is actually pretty neat, just in terms of building style, and it makes a pretty decent tri-fold thing going on here, so, and it can stand like that. Oh, and also, actually the most impressive part, you've got this 1x2 trans red plate, plate in there, and through the magic of snot, it's now reduced to like a half size. That's actually like the coolest part of this entire set. Just that like creation, that manipulation of pieces to make that happen, like, that's good. But 77 pieces, meh. I can't think of another ship that would have been better other than a regular TIE fighter. But at the same time, I don't want to see like 2 TIE fighters in the same series. And to be honest, a regular TIE fighter would not have been much better. I don't know, it's hard to gauge. But I feel like it would have been a better opponent against a Y-Wing. You can't do another Imperial Star Destroyer. You can't really do... I mean, I guess you could throw in a bomber. I don't remember seeing bombers in... Oh, wait. No, we did see bombers, didn't we? Didn't we see the bombers? I don't remember. Oh, man. I only saw the movie once, and that was back in December. But, yeah. You know that, like, as soon as I get that DVD, I'm gonna be, like, rewatching it a bunch, because it was a solid movie. Way better than Episode 7, in my opinion. So, yeah, we need to stop trying to make, like, a sequel trilogy and just do, like, more kind of tie-in movies, although I'm not optimistic about Han Solo movie at all, because I don't know. I have a feeling it's just gonna, like, retcon stuff, which is what Rogue One kind of did, but it's gonna, like, retcon stuff in the wrong way. And it's like, oh man, this thing that happened to Han Solo before he ever met anybody in Episode 4 affects everything in Episodes 5 and 6. You know, and it's like, no. I don't know. And maybe this is because, I do think the character of Han Solo is really cool. But he was just never the character that I gravitated toward the most. Chewbacca was more like the guy I liked the most out of the original trilogy, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, Han Solo's cool, but there's other characters you can make movies about, but at the same time, I don't want like characters or movies like about a specific character. Like I want stories. So yeah. And actually it works better in animated form. Like Clone Wars, Rogue One, not Rogue One, and Rebels, like they've been knocking it out of the park, I gotta say. So yeah, that may be like what is synonymous with Star Wars for me is not the movies, but actually like the shows, because it's like the serial stuff that George Lucas wanted to like emulate, and it works. So yeah, so with that tangent out of the way, this model, honestly, if you had to pick between the two of these, like, obviously, if you're a collector, you're going to end up getting it, like I did, because I'm a sucker. And, you know, but in terms of this, I mean, I was never going to get the Rogue One Y-Wing or the Rogue One Krennic shuttle. I don't even know why Krennic has a different looking shuttle. This could have easily just been a regular Imperial shuttle, and it might have been even better. I don't know. And we may never know, because with Series 4 only having 4 sets in them, it could be that the Microfighters are on their way out, which would kind of be disappointing, because I would kind of want to know if there's, like, going to be some more iconic ships in Episode 8. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. So, yeah, like, I guess another tangent. Rogue One, it was amazing, but I don't care about any of those sets. Like, I hate that I don't really want any of the sets, but sometimes it's just there's nothing I feel I need to get because I have a Y-Wing. Yeah, sure, it's from 1999, but I have a Y-Wing. TIE Striker was barely in the movie. U-Wing, I mean, it's there. Maybe it'll have like some bigger roles in Rebels or something like that. Krennic shuttle, honestly, I don't care. Maybe the other Imperial shuttle that had like the quad wings going on. Maybe that would have been a better model. I don't know. This one, it does work with the chibi stuff. Like, these wings are super fat, and this body is kind of it's there. So yeah, you know, I don't know. But yeah, definitely between the two, get the Y-Wing first. So anyway, this has been MCLegoboy with 75162 Y-Wing Microfighter and 75163 Krennic's Imperial Shuttle. Yes, Microfighter. So yeah, now that I've rambled on long enough, see ya guys.